Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wrassle Graps. My name is Chris.
My name is Vincent.
Today, we're here reviewing another episode of Raw. This one from Brussels, Germany, not us, the show.
Not us, that's for sure.
No, not even close. But for fun, because
Every time I
SmackDown.
think of Brussels, I always think of Gustavo Rock, that's for sure.
You have to.
It's
It's
Germany?
Brussels.
I don't think it's Germany, by the way.
What?
Belgium, right?
I thought it was Brussels, Germany.
It's Germany for real?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong
It's
guy.
not Germany. No, it's not Germany, man, because they would have popped for Ludwig Kaiser.
I don't know. They don't know.
No, it's not Germany. It's Belgium. Yeah.
Who pops for Ludwig Kaiser? You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But
Anyway.
yeah. So
Yeah. Anyway.
this is, I guess, their international tour, and because it's your international tour, they're hitting up Italy for SmackDown. So that means you lucky guys get a SmackDown review this week.
Yes. We get a
Good for
SmackDown
you.
review because it's our motherland, of course.
Yeah, and by motherland I mean we are Italian, and this takes place in Italy, not Brooklyn, where we're actually were born, but close enough.
Exactly. So
So
this
yeah,
is Brussels, Belgium, by the way, not Germany.
it is Belgium. Okay, that's good to
In
know.
Belgium. Yes.
See, learn something new every day on Wrassle Graps.
Yes.
So the show starts off, I would say, arguably, they shouldn't have started off this way. They started off with John Cena. I
They
personally, I would have waited.
had the same music.
I would have waited personally for this to happen.
I
And
also would have, I would have waited too. You could really kick it off with anything. Probably Penta would be good.
I don't, anything really you could have. I would have kicked it off with the Jey Uso thing, just get it out of the way.
Yeah, I would have gotten Jey Uso out of the way. He comes in, Jey Uso's in your city, and then everyone starts getting all hyped. It's perfect.
All hype,
And then
by
he
the way,
dives over the top rope, and then they're like, whoa, what was that, man?
just for him to have the shittiest match of his career. I was like, damn. But that's later. We'll talk about that.
Goldberg out there.
So John Cena comes out, same music, same everything. And everyone's like,
Different shirt, though. Different shirt.
well, yeah, that was the Brussels shirt.
Russell's Belgium shirt, yes.
It's a special shirt just for Brussels. Comes out, and everyone's booing him. They hate him. And he comes out and he says, you know what? For 20 years, this has been an abusive relationship, and I am officially done with this. I hate each and every one of you,
Penta
especially
did it.
that kid wearing my shirt over there. I said, damn, him too.
Like, why you say fuck me for? That's what I was saying at home. I was like, why me, man?
You know what you did.
I did nothing.
You
I
know
was
what you
just
did.
here. I
You
was
know.
here.
No, you know.
I got the shirt that says I was you.
You got the shirt, and he said, "You know what? That's why you idiots dress like him. He don't dress like you," and that was pretty true.
Ain't nobody wearing jorts in 2020. What is he talking about?
He knows what he's talking about.
Nobody's wearing jorts, okay? You might wear your
There's,
shirt, though.
there's one or two,
One, two.
one or two
Too many.
people wear jorts in
Too
this
many.
day and age.
Two is too
One,
many.
one or two, not enough. Some would say,
You
but
think that George should make a comeback?
they should for this year only for John Cena's retirement tour. Yes, I do. Bring back the
Wow,
jorts.
you do put your part of the problem then.
I am part of the problem.
That's what he's talking about. You're who he's
Difference
talking
is,
about.
difference is, I'm admitting, unlike you.
Yeah, I'm not very honest.
You see, John Cena comes out. He says, "For 20 years, I've given you everything. You animals, you booed me. You have, you've given me all your hate. I've done nothing to you. I don't understand what your problem is. So that's why I'm evil, John Cena now. Evil.
He's,
And you know what? I hate Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to be WWE champion."
he was whining. That's what he was doing.
So, yeah. So, uh, eventually, after all this is over, after he finishes explaining that he's doing all this because he hates the fans and the way they treated him for the past couple of years.
He was
And
like,
then,
you bullied me. You bullied me.
but then Cody comes out. And Cody says, "Man, you're kind of a bitch, and I don't want to see you at WrestleMania unless bring the other guy on the shirt. And I'm
But if
sitting there,
this is who you are, then I'm gonna end your career.
and I'm like, Cody, it's that guy in the shirt. That's him. That's you're looking at. So that was awkward. But he says, "You're a little bitch. I'll see you next Monday, wherever we're going next, whatever town." And that was the segment, pretty much.
Perhaps Germany.
Yeah, probably actually.
It might be Germany. Yeah.
But yeah, it was honestly, we're not doing it justice. If you haven't seen it, go see the full segment. Check it out. But it was very good. I will say that. Very good.
Yes, it was a good. It was the best segment on the show. Probably the best thing on the show. So go check it out.
Do you say that too? And then even better,
This
you
was
have
definitely
Michael
okay. I
Cole.
want to talk about that though. It was just a classic You People promo.
No, it's the best version of the promo.
Honestly, like he's the one guy that definitely should be doing that. So
He's the only guy that can do it, and it works.
him, Roman Reigns, maybe Roman Reigns. But yeah,
At this point, it's too late for Roman. But
Roman Reigns already got his glow. You know, it's fine.
For John, it makes perfect sense to do the You People promo because for 20 plus years, he's done everything. He's been the ultimate babyface, and everyone just hates him. So it makes plenty of sense.
They hate him. They're down the middle. It doesn't matter who you are. You're part of the problem
Yes, you are.
because you're
I
using him.
I would have loved to have seen what he would say if you were just like, oh, I'm neutral on.
Yeah, I'm just here. You know what I mean? I don't vote for
I would have.
Biden. I don't vote for Trump. You know, I'm just in the middle.
Now you made it political. Now it's weird, and that's you.
That's how people say it, man. They're like, I'm just in the middle. I'm just here. You know what I mean?
Not about this situation.
So
When they
now
ask,
about this, it's like I'm not John Cena sucks. I'm not John Cena good. I'm in the middle. You know.
the way you said it, it's like you walk to someone on the street and you're like, hey, do you like John Cena or do you hate John Cena? Their response is, personally, I don't care for Donald Trump or Joe Biden. I'm like, what the hell is that
Personally,
guy?
I don't like. Yeah.
What's
Look,
that?
hey, it. Kind of answers the question, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. What does
Close
that even
enough.
mean? But anyway, very good segment. Very good way to kick off the show. I would have ended the show with. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't have ended the show with this because it's pretty anticlimactic.
What do you
But
mean?
in the sense that Cody just calls him a bitch and leaves, and then that's it.
Well, then you change it to something else. Like Cody kicks his ass, makes him bleed, and shit himself.
You want him to make him shit himself on an episode of Raw? It truly is a new era. This is why you're not in the booking team, by the way.
That's why they allowed the word "fuck" on the show.
No, not this show.
They did. They said the crowd was chanting "fuck, fuck, fuck,
Yeah, they
fuck, fuck,
tried to. They tried
fuck."
to bleep it out.
That's what they were saying. They were like "fuck."
They were saying it, but they weren't like
And
advertising.
after they already bleeped it out, they were like, "Just let it happen. Just let it happen."
I did enjoy that they were doing it, and John Cena's just like, oh, real professional, real classy, just
Yeah,
like you
he's the
guys see.
best, man. Him and The Rock, they play with the crowd nicely.
Now he did it good, but my favorite part's after all this. Michael Cole's like, I knew him for 20 years, and I thought he was a really cool guy, but he's actually a piece of shit. I hate him. I hate John Cena, just like you should all hate John Cena now.
And Corey Graves does not feel the same.
He said that was wow. Okay,
Corey Graves update. Corey Graves is here.
Quakers was there, and I guess uh, Pat McAfee couldn't travel across seas for it because
I
he has
guess
to do something else. I don't
he's doing
know.
his podcast. I understand.
Yeah, very important for your podcast over international shows.
I do understand. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean we would too. I mean that's what we do every day.
Like, who needs to go to Belgium when you can go to
Wrassle Graps. Yeah,
stay at home, do your podcast?
there you go. But yeah, no Pat McAfee. It's Corey Graves. So Michael Cole yells about John Cena for a minute, and then Corey Graves is like, I don't know what to say about that. That was a lot. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you move on to Penta versus Kaiser. And would you like to talk about this one?
Yeah. Ludwig Kaiser versus. Okay, how do you feel about Ludwig Kaiser's entrance?
I like it. I like the little dance he does.
I love that, man. It's really cool. People are shitting on it on Twitter.
I like it. It's the perfect thing for a cocky heel like him to do the little dance.
It fits him, and it's smooth, man. It's smooth like butter.
Dude, let him do what he wants. You know what I mean? Like he's a good wrestler. He's great in the mid card. Just let him do what he wants.
He's feeling himself. You see the way he carries himself?
And look, we're not ready for this conversation yet as a society, but I'm gonna throw it out there, and everyone should just know it's true. He's better than Jey Uso, so like, let him
A
live.
little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
In ring wise, aura wise, maybe not, but in ring wise, definitely
Yeah. I mean, look, I feel like Jey Uso's aura is a little bit skewed, I guess.
non-existent. Yes.
He has aura, but it's just like I'm not feeling it personally.
Well, again, we'll talk about Jey Uso when we get to it, but it's just hard not to bring him up.
Hard not to bring him up when he's the guy with the most aura on Raw. But besides Penta,
No,
Penta is the most aura, actually.
you tried to swerve that into something else. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. That is not why I meant it.
Penta has the most aura.
Penta does actually, maybe evil John Cena,
With the entrance, though. It has to be with the entrance.
maybe. I don't know. Evil John Cena. He comes out. He didn't even say hi to cameraman Stu. I mean, he's evil.
He just walked. He just walked out.
He did. That's aura right there. He's evil.
Evil. Evil. Oh, SpongeBob.
That's my favorite line too. I know we moved past it, but I forgot about this. When he's like, "You get what you deserve, and what you deserve is nothing."
Bro is going out. He was like your fucking mom after you've done something bad.
Man, I love Evil John Cena. He's great. But
Yeah.
that's why the title of this episode is Evil John Cena rules.
Or whatever you want to say, man.
There's nothing else to talk. This rest of the show is pretty nothing.
Yeah, it's your
That,
opinion.
that's your. We were just talking about this before. I don't know why you're going back on it now, but whatever.
That's your opinion, pal.
So Penta versus Kaiser, no holds barred. They have this match. It's a fun little 10-minute thing. Penta wins. Not much to talk about here.
Steel chairs.
Yeah, but it was what it was. It was fine.
Evil.
Did this match do anything for you?
No, not really. It was a way to get Penta over in a decent match.
It is already over though.
He's even more over. Everyone loves him. You see that new
Everyone
chant
knows
they created for him?
it's a new champ.
Ole, ole, ole.
That is
Cero
not
Melo.
no.
That's a new chant.
Okay. It's not entirely new. It's like 50% new.
They just mixed them together. It's good.
Cheating is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway. Penta wins and then declares that he wants a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. And
That
then that's
makes
it for him
sense,
for
I
now.
guess. There's not much build to that besides him just saying it. But
I appreciate that he's aiming, he's so humble, he's aiming lower than he can go.
he's aiming for the sky. What do you
No,
expect
he's
from a luchador?
aiming for the mid card. Classic luchador tactics.
I mean, the main event was the Intercontinental Championship.
Well, okay, here's the thing. It was the main event, but also I didn't care while watching the match. And we'll talk about that later. But it's
Yeah,
just
I've only watched the highlights. I don't know.
there's something about that title. You gotta talk about that later. But for now, let's talk about the Judgment Day. Finn Balor is super happy. He's like, man, I'm so happy to have this title match. I'm so happy even, Raquel Liv. I hope you have good luck in your match for the championships whenever that happens. And then Dom shows me, Dom, thank you so much for getting me the title match. And Dom goes, hey, real quick, you're in a good mood. Let's talk about adding a new member to the Judgment Day. What about Penta? And he goes, Penta, huh? He goes, yeah, I think it's a good idea. And he goes, well, listen here, you piece of shit. It's a terrible idea because he wants my title that I'm going after. You snake. And then that's it.
You forgot about the LWO. Yeah, the LWO segment.
LWO? Where's the LWO segment? I watched this live. How did I miss this?
LWO in fucking Alpha Academy.
How did I miss this?
Yeah, and they were like, oh, where's Gable? And they were like, oh, we don't know where Gable is. And then they're like, oh, well, you should know where Gable is. And then they want to kick their ass for what Gable did.
I went through painstaking measures to not miss anything this week. God damn it.
You really didn't see that segment?
No, I watched it live too. God damn it. Maybe I gotta stop watching the show at work. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe. Well, what were you saying before?
I don't even know. I mean, now I'm just thrown off.
I think I'm
That's,
thrown off too
I was
because I
talking
don't
about
have
the
what you
Judgment
wrote.
Day segment.
Yeah,
You don't
the
have that
Judgment Day.
segment.
When was the Judgment Day segment?
That was before Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile.
And that okay, so that must have been before that segment. Okay, so we covered both of them right there.
There you go.
There you
It
go.
fits. It works.
Not bad.
Really,
Okay, we caught it. We caught it. It's good.
everyone knows that the best way to do podcasting is you intentionally leave something out to make sure that the other person's still paying attention.
Exactly. So while you were deciding that, I was deciding the other thing. It's good.
There you go. So we do move on to Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile. Chad Gable runs out. He's a little bit late, but he got there to support Ivy Nile. And
Wow.
match happens for a few minutes. The Alpha Academy get involved a little bit, or American Made, whatever you call them at this point. But then the LWO show up, attack the American Made, and then Dakota Kai picks up the win.
Yeah, Dakota kind of needed that win. Happy to
He
see her
really
win.
did.
Yeah,
She
after that
aggressively.
loss earlier with the championship, she needs a win. So this is good.
So that's pretty much that there. Let's talk about this segment, which has been divisive for some people. Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, but not
Right.
versus the contract signing for that match.
That's correct.
So they come out, and then Adam Pearce introduces him, and Io says, "I don't want to be disrespected again, but I'm excited for our match." And signs the contract. Bianca Belair says, "Look, I let you slap me last time because you know what? I was kind of asking for it, but you better not do it again." And then also signs the contract. Adam Pearce is super happy. And he's like, "Okay, we got our match for WrestleMania." Then Rhea Ripley's music hits. And he goes, "No, no, God damn it, no!" And he's super upset because Rhea Ripley's here. And then she gets in the ring. She's like, "Listen, I should be in this match because Bianca, you cost me this match or whatever." They start arguing again. Io Sky tries to slap him. Doesn't work out this time. Rhea lays them both out, signs a contract too.
Mhm. Yo, Io Sky should be laying it war now. So this is very. It's a thumbs
Yeah,
down for me. To be
thumbs
honest.
down, double thumbs down segment for that purpose alone. Um, so Rhea Ripley takes the contract, and we'll talk about where this goes later.
I feel
But
like Rhea is more important than the championship.
they make her feel that way, and I don't necessarily appreciate that.
It's like she's the champion, and she's like that's her gimmick right now. Because I'm the champion. Io
This
Sky.
is it's like one level below what Charlotte Flair does, which is I'm not a heel or a face, I'm a Flair. Remember that promo?
Yeah.
It's one level below
John
that.
Cena said the same thing.
Yeah, but
I'm
his
not a
thing was
heel. I'm not
normal.
a face. I'm something else. I forgot what
He
he
said,
said.
"I'm not a heel, I'm not a face, I'm a human being, and you people are
What
treating
the
me
hell
like
is
trash."
that? What is that, man? Why do you say fuck me for? You know what I mean?
I don't know what you know what you did.
What did I do? I
You
still don't know
know.
what I did. That's
You
why I'm so
know.
upset.
You
So I'm
know
so upset.
damn well what you did.
So I'm still upset about this.
You remember that time you booed John Cena? That one time in the privacy of your own home?
I was, you know what? I do remember that.
Remember that time you cheered John Cena in the privacy of your own home?
Yeah, I do remember that.
There you go.
I have no idea what point you're trying to prove.
Piece of trash.
What the hell?
So anyway, um, after this, we move on to some Jey Uso
I
stuff.
found out the order for the other thing though. It was like somewhere in the middle.
It was somewhere in the middle of what?
Like you skipped something.
What I skipped?
I don't know. It was you know how Triple H does the things where they announce the match, the Dakota Kai match before the and then the segment hit with the Liv Morgan and Finn Balor. That's where I had that. But before all
Okay.
that was the Alpha Academy thing.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Man, okay.
Triple H does that thing where he just announces things and then does another segment in the middle.
I really
Which you
don't
had.
appreciate that.
Which you found out. But you
Yeah,
missed
the
the other
segment that you
segment
somehow didn't have.
before all that. Yeah.
It's confusing, but this Jey
It's
Uso,
because of fucking Triple H. I don't like him the way he does
it's
things.
his fault. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's his fault, and you know, John Cena would say the same thing if he could.
He probably doesn't like Triple H. You're right. He doesn't like him either. Because he's using him.
All my homies hate Triple H, by the way.
Is that the new thing? And it
It
might
might
as
have
well be. You know what? It might as well be.
just
He
because of
started
that
war
one,
with us.
just because of that one time where he said, "Let's do a Raw recap." All my homies hate Triple H.
Well, my homies hate Triple H. That's right. That's right.
So Jey Uso, he's backstage. He's like, I'm here in Brussels. You know, does this whole gimmick. He's like, I've been a little bit off lately, but we're gonna get back to it. And then he runs into Gunther. And Gunther wants to kick his ass, but then Adam Pearce says, "No, I have enough stuff going on. Please don't do that." So Jay goes out for his match with Austin Theory, which is all seven
Through the
seconds.
on the stage too, not through the crowd.
Yeah, and it was a little bit weird, but
He did it real quick. He ran down to the ring and did his little yeet. Went to the table, did the yeet.
this is probably the worst Jey Uso thing I've seen in a long time.
I think the yeet is pretty normal, to be honest.
No, I'm talking about this whole segment as a whole.
I mean, hey, what do you hate about it? Do you
Look,
also like Austin Theory like everyone else?
no, I hate the
And
Jey
want him to be
Uso.
pushed?
I hate the Jey Uso character, but I have nothing against the person. Let me clarify that. I feel bad for him now that this 7 seconds of him hitting the worst spear and dive to the outside that he's ever done is now going to be the thing that gets clipped, and he's like, "Oh, Jey Uso fucking sucks."
I
See, I
felt
don't.
bad for Top Dollar too when that happened.
No, I didn't feel bad for him. I feel bad for Jey Uso.
Why do you not feel bad for Top Dollar? What the hell?
That was like 5 years ago.
Oh no, I don't feel bad anymore because whatever. But at the time, I was like, hey, you know what? He did fuck up, but I feel like it shouldn't be that big of a deal when he got released. So
I felt less bad about Top Dollar because that dude is too big to be doing that, and he knows that, or he should know
what the
that.
hell do you? What is this? What is it called? Fat shaming? What is
No,
this fat
it's
shaming?
height shaming. It's height shaming.
Height shaming. Okay,
Yeah, less
different.
bad.
That's still that's probably the same
Less
thing.
bad.
It's like you would never do that to Omos. If Omos did that
Well,
and
because you
he
know what,
cleared the rope
Omos.
like a real crazy guy,
Because
you
listen,
wouldn't say, ah, he
Omos,
shouldn't be doing that.
Omos would nail it every time.
He would though, and that's what I'm saying.
That's why I wouldn't do it to Omos because he would never be in this situation.
Well, anyway, Jey Uso doesn't have any of that.
This dude came out and lost a bunch of aura in 7 seconds. I don't know how you do that. Dude came out, hit the worst spear he's ever done. Michael Cole was so confused. Is that a crossbody? What the fuck?
Yeah,
And
this
then
guy doesn't even know how to call real moves anyway. So
that is not
he had no
Michael
idea
Cole's
what that
fault.
was. Yeah,
That is not Michael Cole's fault. That was one of the worst spears I've seen him do in my life. And then he hits the worst tope you've seen in your entire life too. The top dollar special.
Top Dollar. It was literally exactly what Top Dollar did.
And even I might not care for him in this position, but even I feel bad for him.
I do feel bad for him. That's right. I feel like obviously it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and I understand why people are laughing at it right now. But I do feel bad for him.
Here's the thing, right? I think if it was just the spear mess up, people would have let it go. But I think it's because it was two back-to-back big ones. That was the problem.
And bro is trying to like prove himself too.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing. Like I'm trying to prove myself, and he's doing a horrible job.
how about if you want to prove yourself, how about you do the moves correctly?
Stop doing that. Maybe add some new moves in there. Mix it
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Remember when John Cena wanted to prove himself, so he started doing Hurricane Runners and like Canadian Destroyers and crazy shit? And start doing that.
I'm not even gonna say Gunther versus Jey Uso is gonna be a bad match. It's gonna be a good match, okay? Because Gunther is in there. It's gonna be a good match.
Gunther has done his best, okay? And there is, I still believe, no reason for Gunther to lose his title to Jey Uso at WrestleMania, and I will die on this hill. I don't care if it happens or not, it should not happen.
Yeah. And after all of that, Gunther did try and attack Jey Uso.
But this time, Jey Uso actually fought out of it,
Oh my
and
god.
he stood tall. So you know what? Good for him.
I actually hated that because I wanted Gunther to always come out on top until WrestleMania when he
I
doesn't
hate
come
him.
out. Because that makes a lot more sense. Now it's just like Jey Uso could do it, so like, what there's nothing to really root for there. I
My
don't.
problem wasn't necessarily that it happened, it's the way it happened. Like, Gunther tries to choke him out, but then Jey Uso escapes, takes the championship off his waist, and Gunther's just standing there really fucking
Wait,
confused.
why did he do that? He looks like a pussy, right?
Yeah, I was so lost. I was like, dude, do something. Like, you know
Just
what I
get
mean?
in there and choke him again.
Yeah, just choke him a little bit. Like some people
Choke
on
him.
this roster.
Yeah, CM Punk would tell him if he was there.
Just a little bit. Just, not too much.
But CM Punk's gonna be in Italy apparently.
But no, he just like stands there and then he leaves the ring without his title. I don't even remember how he got it back. I don't
No,
know.
just Jay tossed it to him and he just looked at him.
And that's worse, I would say.
What the hell are you doing to his world champion? Okay, I
Because
mean, I never really liked how like Gunther was treated in the first place, but especially right now,
I don't understand what Triple H is doing to this poor man.
this guy just gotta be like he has to be like unstoppable. That's what he has to be.
Look, this is Triple H's fault because he looked at the Royal Rumble match this year and he said, what we need to do is run back Jey Uso versus Gunther for at least the 16th time at WrestleMania. And he put
WrestleMania,
himself in this position.
exactly. That's
He
why all
did
my
this.
hate. That's why all my homies hate Triple H.
That's why. That's the reason.
Tony Schiavone got out of this. He can't get out of jail free card.
Yeah. Until we go back to AEW, which will probably never happen because it's just kind of ass.
AEW's happening right now.
It is, but it's been ass lately, so I'm not even going to touch
I
that.
watched it last week. It was so bad.
Man, I don't know. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to get into that right now. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the second half of this Rhea Ripley stuff. This was so ridiculous. I hated everything this was. So Rhea Ripley's backstage. Adam Pearce is like, look, give me the contract. You're being very childish right now. I'm not giving you back the contract. Give it. No. Give it. No. Like, fine. If I give it back to you, I want to be in the match. And then she gives it back to him, and Adam Pearce says, good, you're not in the match. She's like, what? And I was like, dude, what the hell is this?
Yeah, you forgot about the Theory and Grayson promo.
Where are these things happening?
And Grayson Waller says that Cena was correct.
Oh, well, that's pretty true. He said,
And then American Alpha and LWO in the ring, and then the Rhea thing.
I just see that one I didn't necessarily forget. I was like, this thing happened first, so we're just gonna save the LWO thing for later.
Right. But you skipped the other thing too. So
That's fair. The other thing I'm just explaining.
yeah, Triple H, man. That's all my homies hate him for this reason. Specific.
But I don't like how they're presenting Rhea right now. I really don't.
Rhea is the top purse. She's gonna win the championship.
No, let's not.
Io Sky should come out on top. She has to.
That's what I think should happen. And she should get a 7-year reign, and everything will be fine.
Io Sky #1.
Yes, she is. I don't like the presentation of Rhea as a child, and she acts like a child. That feels wrong to be in
She's
this
an edgy
era.
child. Edgy child.
I don't like that. That's a terrible gimmick. Please don't do that anymore.
That's what it is. It's a bad
So
game. I don't like it either. It rubbed me the wrong way.
so that happened, and then Bianca and Io Sky find her, but then they get taken out again by Rhea Ripley.
Exactly.
So
Unfortunately.
I don't like the way they're building this triple threat. They were doing perfectly fine last week. I don't know why they went this way this week.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, last week was okay. I guess I can see this. I can see this coming from a mile away, though. I can't say it's a surprise for me.
This is not working for me right now. A lot of the feuds on Raw are just not working for me.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing really good on the show except like Penta shows up and then John Cena shows up.
It's a real shame because Cena and Rhodes and then Rollins, Reigns, and Punk, that's not even like a Raw feud. That's just like an overall feud that's just happening. So it's not even a Raw specific feud. Everything else in Raw is kind of ass.
Let's go to SmackDown right now.
Yeah. Let's talk about the next match, the Creeds versus the LWO,
Oh
aka
yeah.
the Brutus Brothers,
Why did you
aka
think they were
American
fighting
Alpha.
each other? What the hell?
What?
Why did you think they were gonna fight each other?
I thought they were fighting each other because of earlier when the LWO beat them up in the Nile match.
Oh, that's right. That did happen too. Yeah, it happened.
I thought they were like, "What? Why us? We didn't do nothing." And
No, it
then they
was
had
set
the
up
match.
before that match. Yeah, it confused me. I was like, okay, so they got their get back. So why we're having this match?
You could have really just told me that, you know, I heard on commentary, Michael Cole going, "Oh, well, it's Chad Gable," and I guess they all know it's Chad Gable except for the Diamond Mind or American Made, whatever
What?
you want to call him.
Yeah, the American Alpha don't know.
They used to be called the Diamond Mine, and that was a better name, I think.
Or they do know? I don't know. There was like a hint that they might know, and then they were like, no, it's not Chad Gable. What do you mean? And then that
I
was
don't
it.
know if they're allowed to say it's Chad Gable.
It's not Chad Gable. You saw last week, mate.
I
That's
know.
Ray
I'm not
Phoenix's name.
saying that. I
But
don't think
Ray
it's
Phoenix is
Chad Gable.
also coming to SmackDown. He's also
He's
coming
going
to
to
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Don't forget,
So it
he's
can't be
coming to
him.
SmackDown, but he's also under that mask.
It can't be him because he's going to SmackDown, so it's different.
That could also be the Flash, or you don't know.
It could be Jesus Christ reborn right before Easter. Who knows?
Luchador, Jesus Christ.
Yes, it could be.
What would his name? His Jesus Cristo.
Yes, perfect. So the Creeds and the LWO have this match, and I think the LWO would straight up win, and then the Luchador comes out to jump the LWO.
Yeah, of course.
So
And he didn't hit any like lucha moves at all. Like
not even
none. It was just Chad Gable moves.
he just took Chad Gable moves specifically, but he's not Chad Gable, so I don't know why he's doing those moves.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go up top, hit like a shooting star press or something. He just did a flying headbutt.
That was even more confusing.
I was
Like,
like, oh,
damn,
he's going for that 630. Nah, not at all.
yeah, 630 spiral attack, crazy.
Yeah, no,
But
just a headbutt.
so yeah, that happens. We get more Luchasaur stuff. Can't wait to see how this goes for the next couple of weeks, I guess.
Gee, I wonder who it's gonna be. Like, who else is it gonna be?
Almost. It's almost.
Oh, Mas, that's right.
That's how you bring him back.
Exactly. He didn't leave Japan for nothing.
And by the way, they also tease Aleister Black for a SmackDown?
He really did leave Japan for nothing, huh?
Kinda did. He just left,
He
and
didn't
they're
even
like,
appear
oh,
in the Rumble.
yeah, and they're like, oh, he's coming back, and it's been like 2 months.
Yeah.
So
That
that's
was
awkward.
ridiculous. That's crazy.
But anyway, they also teased Aleister Black for SmackDown. So what does Raw have realistically at this point?
I have no idea. I thought this was the A show. You know, it's on Netflix where everyone could see it. But they're serving crap to these people.
We are doing our damnedest to avoid reviewing weekly a 3 hour SmackDown. And these dudes are making it so hard to avoid doing that, and I don't appreciate it.
I wish I knew that SmackDown was on Italy so that we didn't have to cover Raw.
Man, well, we're gonna do Raw anyway. It's what we do
The
every week.
crowd was kind of good, though. The crowd was good.
Crowds get all night so good that next up, Seth Rollins says, "Hey, thank you. You guys are super cool." It's
I
like
had
we
to
know
skip all of that, by the way. It was so
why.
long. It was so long, bro. It was so long.
I mean, fair enough. Nothing happens of substance, but whatever.
Exactly.
He comes out and he's like, "Ah, you guys are awesome. Thank you for singing my song. By the way, I hate CM Punk and Roman Reigns. They'll be on SmackDown, and I will see them then." And then
And
he's like,
everyone booed.
"Yeah, because it's not happening here." He's like, "Yeah, so that's Friday, not today. So sorry, but do you mind singing my song one more time?" And they do it, and then that's the
Ah,
end
yeah,
of it.
yeah. He's using these fans, man.
That was probably the weirdest Seth Rollins segment I've seen in my life.
It, in fact, was my same idea that I had, yes.
Did they advertise Roman and Punk for the show or something?
Honestly, I don't think so, no.
Because this feels like they advertised them and then they gave Seth the job of going out there and saying, sorry to tell you, but they're kind of not here.
That does sound about right for Seth, you know?
So I was pretty lost
Seth
about
is
what
like the third wheel in every situation.
he really is. And this is what happens when CM Punk doesn't win the Rumble. Instead, you give it to Jey Uso. This is what happens.
CM Punk was cooking, okay? He was cooking.
He really was, but
I'm
whatever.
not even like a CM Punk fan, but he was cooking.
I mean, hey, you gotta give it to the man.
Gotta give it up.
So next up, we get an AJ Styles segment. This dude is consistently always being harassed by Karrion Cross for some
With the
reason.
long hair.
The long hair. Someone did a little thing where they're like, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, Karrion Cross will do his hair the same way as the person he's trying to convince over to his side. And I didn't notice that before. It's a cool little detail.
It's spooky as hell.
I mean, it is, but
It's
also,
like let me shape shift into this guy so that he thinks I'm relatable.
I appreciate
Hashtag
the detail.
relatable.
Hashtag relatable indeed. I appreciate it.
And his plan is working.
He comes over and he's like, "Oh, you're upset. Let me offer a different perspective." It's like, okay, fine." And he goes, "You're upset because Logan Paul walked in here and did what you couldn't do for 17 years in like a year." And ASL says, "All right, I hate you. Goodbye." He said, "No, no, no, hold on a second." And then, it's like, if you ever need something, Well, I forgot the rest of the promos. Who needs to see? If you need some, come over here.
I kind of hate when the wrestlers are like, "Oh, your whole entire goal was to be in WWE," but it's like they avoided going to WWE for a long time
Yeah,
just
it
so
wasn't
they
this.
can be in WWE eventually, you know, because they were going to do it anyway. So,
That's the thing. Is for a long time, especially before Vince left, it wasn't because they couldn't cut it. It's because they were scared to go there.
right.
So I don't like the insinuation, but I understand why they do it.
I just don't like when people say that. Like, that's not their whole goal, you know? Man, there's more to wrestling besides that.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of AJ Styles and Logan Paul. But whatever, it's what's happening.
That's what's happening. Would you rather John Cena, Logan Paul face John Cena?
I'll sacrifice this one.
All right. Honestly, I wish John Cena did some better heel work.
You're saying that because he doesn't like you,
Yeah, it's true.
and that's why you're part of the problem. You know what you did?
Why you say fuck me for? You know,
You know
I'm
why?
still thinking
You
about
know
this,
why?
man. Still thinking about this.
You know why?
God damn.
So next up, Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor in a Gunno Championship. And
Yeah,
this was sad to watch Finn Balor coming out and getting no response whatsoever.
that's unfortunate, but you know what? That's the point he is in his career. So
He came out, had this match, at no point do you think he's gonna win. And Braun pretty much beats him without any help, even though the rest of the Judgment Day got involved. And well, yes, it does count as he got help, but unintentionally from Dom, because he accidentally crotched him on the top rope. But still,
yeah, Dominic Mysterio is like the guy that gets you the opportunity and then fucks it all up for you.
never intentionally though,
He's always that guy.
not on purpose.
Look, man, he don't know how to do the stuff. Or he don't know how. This Judgment Day is a failure, to be honest.
Everything that's not on Raw is pretty rough right now, actually.
Judgment Day is like the worst group I've ever seen in my entire life.
No,
Yeah, I mean, besides that Shield shit on NXT, it's pretty bad.
dude, there's been plenty worse.
Why? Okay, so why are they doing the Shield reboot on NXT?
I don't know. What's it, Deep State or something? What is it called?
I have no idea. It's dark something.
Dark
I don't
State.
know. Dark side. I don't know.
Something dumb. Something dark side.
They do a triple power bomb or whatever it is, a
They
quadruple
do a
power bomb.
quadruple power bomb. That's what's different.
It's not even. It looks stupid. Yeah, they
There's
just toss
four
him
of
to
them.
the other guy and then boom.
There's four of them, so it's different.
When they wear the same outfits, you know.
But there's four of them.
But there's four of them. Yeah, they got the same masks too. I gotta add the masks.
Yeah,
They come out the crowd.
I don't like it. I don't care for it.
Oh, Michaels, what the hell?
I don't like it.
So what
No,
if it's like the Shield? The Shield was a big success. What if it's like the Shield, but
but there's
different?
four of them.
Yeah, we had another guy. All right, boom.
Yeah. I guess Shawn Michaels said that's good enough.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes.
Here's the thing. You can't run back a Shield gimmick because every modern wrestling fan knows and loves the Shield so much that they'll recognize it instantaneously and not be okay with it.
It's like if you try to redo DX. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but at least it's been 30 years. This
I
is
guess
like,
people have done that. They like do the crotch chops and stuff.
I think it's at least been 30 years. It's been like 10 since the Shield has been gone.
The Legion of Doom is or whatever.
Legion of Doom's fine. You can run that back. They tried with the Ascension. It was the
That's
same
what I
idea.
was saying. Yeah, they do that a couple times. So
I
I get it, but those are like two guys. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, this is four guys, so it's different.
yeah, it's really I don't know. I don't know. We got off on a tangent here.
But yeah, back to this match. Um, Intercontinental Championship was kind of a mid thought. So was Braun Breaker, and it's very sad to see. But
Honestly,
Penta comes out.
Finn got too much offense.
That's not even the problem. It's that he doesn't feel built up enough to be getting that amount of offense. Is the issue.
He's not that big of a deal. I mean, he may have won the Universal title one time and then held it for one day, but it doesn't make
Finn
you a
Balor,
big deal around here, pal.
Finn Balor hasn't been taken seriously in like 10 years.
Maybe you should go back to NXT or something.
Yeah, maybe we should go back to NXT a third time. That'll go good.
Yeah, go back there, help the younger ones out, you know.
being the new Shield, he could be the fifth guy, so there's five guys, and it's different
Just
again.
ditch the Judgment Day. You say if you can bring in a new member, then you know what? I'm out. Okay.
I think the Finn Balor face turn is something that really needs
Finn
to
should
happen.
go on vacation. Okay. Then we get a video package of Finn in vacation, and then Dominic Mysterio is the leader of the Judgment Day, and he can bring in whoever he wants. He brings in everybody,
You just want them to do the Bloodline storyline again.
and then fucking Finn FaceTimes them like he drinking out of a coconut or something on like a beach chair, and he's like, "Wow, the Judgment Day has gotten so much bigger." And it's like a bunch of people in the Judgment Day. What are you doing, Dom? And then Dom just like, "Oh, I can't hear you. Gotta hang up."
And that might be nice. I don't know.
I like that. I just came up with that on the fly, Triple H. Dumbass.
I, I feel so bad for the 2016 like main event class of NXT. Those dudes went absolutely nowhere, and it's not even their fault.
Yeah, that's sad.
Dude, it's Bobby Roode, it's Shinsuke Nakamura, and it's Finn Balor. And I guess if you go back 2015, Samoa Joe too, they went absolutely nowhere in this company. It's an absolute shame.
Shinsuke was on top, alright?
He really wasn't. He really wasn't.
Shinsuke was the United States champion.
That doesn't. I don't count that. He's top of the mid card. That's nothing. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, because LA Knight beat him for no reason.
It's
Politics, man.
yeah, politics different. That's
God
why.
damn.
But no,
I hate LA Knight. All my homies hate that guy too, you know?
no.
That's right, man. That's
You
right.
got one. You got Triple H. That's the one.
All my homies hate that guy too.
Yeah, I just feel so bad for that class of NXT. It's a shame.
Yeah, Kenta for a little bit too.
And they didn't take him seriously either. Well,
They
he got
did with
injured, so
Bobby.
that was kind of that was
Got
rough.
injured. You're right. You're right.
But still, he came back and they didn't try
No, not at all.
at all. So yeah, Breaker retains. Penta comes out, says he wants the title, and then that's the end of Raw.
Right.
And Raw this week, I'm gonna say another thumbs in the middle.
You want to run a thumbs in the middle?
It's thumbs in the middle or thumbs down. I feel bad giving it a thumbs down because of the Cena and Rhodes thing.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. Okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Here's why I'm not giving it a thumbs down. For me, the criteria of a thumbs down is nothing important happens at all, and
That's
everything is super
basically true.
forgettable.
It's
But
basically true. I'm
because
not
of
gonna
that
rate
first
it.
segment, I can't do it.
Bro, that's one segment on a show with tons of stuff,
Like I'm,
and all of it
I,
was garbage.
I feel bad giving it the thumbs down because of the Cena Rhodes thing.
It wasn't even that good. I'm gonna be honest.
It was
Okay,
that good.
it wasn't even that
It
good.
was that good though.
It's not good enough to carry the show with thumbs in the middle.
You're just saying that because you're mad at John Cena for being honest with you, and I'm seeing through that, and I'm giving the show a thumbs in the middle.
You're like, why you say fuck me for? You know what? I should give you double thumbs down. But
You
no,
know
I'm
what you
gonna
did.
give you a regular thumbs down. It's fine.
You know what you did, and you can accept that. So that's why you're giving it a thumbs down. I'm giving it a thumbs in the middle because I can accept it.
Yeah. You think they had to censor out the fuck because Cody Rhodes had to say bitch?
No,
That's probably why. You know, they censored like 4 fucks, and then
those are
they allowed the rest.
those are two different levels of swear word.
Bitch. I mean, they do say bitch a lot. They do. They do with Naomi and Bianca.
Yeah, that's not taken as seriously. That's like you can get away with that in a PG-13 product, so whatever, But that
Right.
one is like, you know, you only allowed to say it once before it's an R-rated thing.
I guess the show is R-rated.
That one night, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyway, do the outro.
Go follow us where possible can every single social media platform, podcasting platform. Leave a 5-star review. Subscribe, like, comment, share. We'll see you next one. Bye.